What up, YouTube? Welcome back to our video. This is Grower and the Shower, and we're going to be checking out today's fights.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
So let's start it off with Charles. He just defended his belt for the first time against Dustin. Who's next for him after Gaethje if he's able to win?
So I think Charles, be honest, dude, I think the next person for him after Gaethje is Conor McGregor.
Which is pretty funny.
It is, and people want to hate it like on it, but like say Conor doesn't deserve a title shot, and you're right, but he will get it. Even Dana said he texted me and said like, Charles versus Conor, and then like Brazil versus Ireland too, all this stuff. And that's a fight that he would definitely want. And it's a fight Charles would also want. Charles has already said he wants a money fight. I don't think he cares at all that Conor McGregor's on a losing streak.
No.
He just wants that cash, and it'll be great exposure for him. It'll give him a huge win. It'll help him in the future if he fights Conor, because he's going to get that backing behind him after if he does beat him. Yeah, it's great, and I think it's a win-win for both. It's a win-win, obviously, for Charles if he does defeat Conor because he gets all that, but also it's a win, of course, for Conor. It's a win-win for him. He gets to go into another huge money fight, make a shit ton of cash, and then fight whoever he wants after that, or quit. Still got a second chance at a title, or he wins the title, best case scenario, which is also a possibility. You know, um,
It can happen. He could win the belt.
sure,
It's funny because you bring up Connor and most people would say it as a joke, but we've said it in videos before. Their rankings mean nothing at this point. They'll set up whatever fight is relevant to them that'll get them the most money for a pay-per-view. And no
yeah,
matter what, Connor's going to do it. You put Connor in a title fight, people are going to watch. Um, and I'll be honest, other than Islam after Gaethje, there's no other fight that I would actually want to see for Charles. It'd be an exciting fight. It'd be super fun. I actually think Connor's ground game is worse than Dustin's, as bad as
yeah,
Dustin's ground game is. But I think his left hand still holds more knockout power than Dustin's. So he still has a fighter's chance as well to clip Charles, because Charles gets punched a lot, before he gets you to the ground. So it'd be an interesting fight, honestly. I think Charles wins that fight, if we're just being real. Connor
sure.
hasn't looked the same, but
Yeah, of course. I think he would be a major betting favorite. I think Charles also wins that fight. I think he wins it pretty easily, to be honest. But um, yeah, you can't discount Conor McGregor. He still does have that power. He still is a top tier fighter, and you can say whatever you want about him, but he still has a chance to go in there and do that one punch KO that he's known for. Um, so yeah, I'm excited for it. But realistically, there are a lot of fights in the division that can still go down, and Charles can go through any of them.
yeah,
Obviously, the next one past Connor that is the most obvious choice, in my opinion, is going to be Islam. Islam coming. I don't think. I think Islam's going to eventually have that title. I think when he goes in front of Oliveira, he's not gonna. I think he's going to be pummeled. And but I think that about Islam with a lot of people that he fight.
sure.
So, nothing's changed there. But I think he's the obvious person again after that. And then, like you said, sky's the limit. There's a lot of talent in the lightweight division. So we'll see.
No, I agree. I think Charles is only one more fight away from fighting Islam. As Charles, let's say he goes against Gaethje and he wins, because I actually do think he wins that fight. As I'm just gonna say that now, call my shot now. And I've said it the last three fights for Charles. I think he can win this fight. I think his striking improves better and better. He's got a chin on him. He's gotten all the talk about he's a quitter or whatever, and I feel like he's just improved his ground game the way he was able to keep Dustin down there. Dustin wasn't able to do anything. I know he just trapped him, but at the same time, you got to keep someone down on the ground for them to want to trap you there, right? You're dangerous for a reason. I don't think Gaethje can win that fight. The only person I see close to Charles right now is Islam. And I don't think it's just a clear favorite for Islam. I'm not just gonna be like, oh, Charles gets dominated. It's gonna be Khabib versus everybody that we've ever seen, because it's what we all wanted to see with Charles versus Khabib, right? We wanted to see what they could do, a world class Brazilian Jiu Jitsu artist versus a world class dominant wrestler, right? Uh, but I think he can improve enough to put up a fight against Islam. Habib was at just pure dominance. What fight was even close for him, right?
Well, I mean, also Khabib did run away after Jake Paul started boxing, so that
Sure.
you know he got fearful, so he ran out of that division. But that left it wide open for Islam to take it. But yeah, no, I agree with all that. I still don't want to overlook Gaethje though, because I don't think that if Charles goes out there and fights in that first round with Poirier or with Gaethje the way he did Poirier, I think Gaethje knocks him out.
I'm
I
not
think
so
Gaethje's
sure.
got a lot more. I think Gaethje's got a lot more power, especially in his kicks, and I don't think Gaethje's going to be scared to let him go.
You know,
Because
it's
we've
what
seen Poirier, he didn't throw any. He was so scared of that takedown, and he didn't want him to
he's
catch
got
that
some of the
leg, and
best
he
calf
stayed away
kicks in
from
the division too. I know Gaethje's are just as good, so
it.
no
Yeah,
discredit to him, but they're like he should have thrown more.
yeah. So, but I still think Charles beats him, but I still, w- there's a huge chance that Gaethje could also pull that out. In which case, I think that sets up the Poirier title fight if he decides to go back to lightweight, which I think he will if that happens quickly.
That'll be interesting. Obviously, there's talks of Poirier doing stuff, and we'll talk about that in a later video. But I think the lightweight division is pretty stacked right now, where you got everything. The top five is definitely interesting, and what's funny is Connor's not even in that, and he can still get the title fight if he wants it. Um, another good fight. I know this is off topic from Charles, but it would be really cool if we could see Connor versus Islam as well. I think that would be a fun fight to put on. I don't know if
If
the
if
division
if
ever
the
would.
stars aligned, they would be if Connor fought Charles and happened to knock him out, and then got to fight Islam, that would basically be like Connor versus Khabib too. And
Hmm.
that's what would be awesome. Imagine Connor fighting a better striking version of Khabib. That would be crazy. Especially because I think that if Islam got in there with Connor, I think he would prove a point and stay on the feet for a while, which I think would be awesome because I believe Islam striking is I mean, he's on point. You know what I mean? I think it's underrated sometimes. A lot of people don't give it to him, but man, he's sharp.
Sure.
And that mixed with his Dagestani wrestling skills, I just don't see a lot of people beating him.